We are living in times whereby many people want to run away from reality. So you want to make choices and avoid the consequences. But that's not how life works. Everything we do has an action to reaction. Now, depending if it's something positive, positive, is something negative, negative. It doesn't matter how many filters, how many times you want to shout at and say, I'm innocent if you've done something wrong. Choices have consequences. And sometimes we want to look within and avoid and say no. And sometimes someone comes and tells you, yo, you did something wrong. And instead of taking criticism, you see, criticism can come two ways. There's healthy criticism and there's negative criticism. And the negative, well, is to put you down and shun and all that. And there's healthy criticism that picks out the issue that you have and try to tell you, hey, maybe you want to check on that. For example, let me use the easiest example, a teacher-student situation. A teacher, for example, because this becomes quite common for most of us in our primary high school who's gone through this, a teacher walks into the room and let's say their wardrobe there's a wardrobe malfunction, and you're the student maybe in the front seat or mid seat or back seat, and you get uneasy and you correct the teacher and tell them there's a wardrobe malfunction. The teacher, instead of taking your words positively, they take it as if you are trying to ridicule them. Remember, there are a lot of people, maybe that time you've just told them in low tone, or maybe try to tell them on low tone and they say shout it. So you shouted it. And now they have beef with you. Mind you, you're correcting them for their wardrobe malfunction. Fine. So, as those who are in my continent, you know what that happens. You'll be spanked till kingdom come. That being said, so now here you have the student who was correcting a teacher because of a wardrobe malfunction. So the teacher believes now they have sorted the score with the student, who the student did nothing wrong. The student just saw something was wrong and was trying to correct an issue respectfully. The teacher gets into this, let's say it's their teacher's staff room, and let's say there was something major and to get, this major promotion or something. However, remember the wardrobe malfunction they ignored? It happens. And now the people within the room, they are the same peers, they decide not to speak, they keep quiet. Unless say the head principal or an investor walks in, and then they wonder, what's wrong with this person? Can't someone just, why are they so comfortable? I don't know where we are in the world whereby you're very careful in correcting someone, because you correcting someone can put in a lot of trouble. Guess what? Everyone in the room went silent. Investor, whoever this big person is, feels ashamed, ridiculed, and even notifies whoever is the principal, tells them, I never want to see this person ever, not just in the staff room, but out of this environment, because maybe this is how they behave. And now the teacher, one, has a bad name, maybe loses a job, now has a nickname within the staff room. You know what that teacher needed to do was simple. Take the critics from the student who was younger than them and be able to ask themselves, maybe this student is right. But because they're in a place in power, they believed, I will use my power to do whatever happens. We look at leadership. Same game, same thing. Politicians do the same thing. They get into power, they amplify their wickedness, and they get into power, do whatever they do. They are given all these warnings. They say, you are trying to raise a revolution. They say, I will do whatever I do. Like in a situation whereby you're being told, Tony will be shot to execution. I mean, your leg, you're going to be amputated. So what happens? You get a revolution you cannot control. And just like, a situation like dealing, thinking that they're in power, you get to see it rough, and eventually you come to realize all you had to do was know how to settle issues without using a pride and ego. What you avoided now becomes your reality. Let's talk about dating, for example. So you decide you've seen someone, you like someone, and you know what? You have a situation and decide, you know what? We're getting it done. So you get it, you enjoy whatever, 30 minutes, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. It's the best of the best. Reality kicks in. New realities. One, you have a soul tie. Second, reality. Two, what's the probability that as much as you use protection, what's the possibility that there may be an issue with that individual, you contract a particular disease? Okay, let's sleep all that. Let's say something happens, something slipped in, and now the egg is being fertilized. The egg has been cracked. Okay, so that happens. When that happens, your new reality is you become a parent. Now there are those ones who decide they want to play executioner and delete. Fine. Let's say you choose the option of delete. If you choose the option of delete, the day, the time you did what you did, wherever you went, will forever haunt you for the rest of your life. Wherever you turn, however you turn. The one you deleted may not be able to have become a big one. Maybe it was 1 week, 2 weeks, a month. You will never forget what you did. And let's say you choose the other option and choose life. If you choose life, now you have to put your house in order because now there's a new one coming. The new one needs responsibility. The new one needs you to get your life checked. That means your lifestyle has to be changed. You have to be ready to be able to raise this younger one, and your lifestyle has to change because this younger one will need attention. And for those, when you deal with children, it's not about the diaper, it's not about the expense that come with that. That child needs your attention. You like it or not, you're not going to sleep. They'll wake up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., whatever a.m. they want, and it's their time. That's your new reality. And other case scenarios, whoever it is with whom you are enjoying, that forbidden fruit at that time, can decide to dodge you. And then you're left now alone to raise one. And these are our realities. You cannot run, you cannot do. The thing is, what do you choose to do when it happens? Step up and do your part. Let's say you decide, your partner, you've been with the partner for such a long time, doesn't matter, let's say a decade, married or just partners. And you decide someone else who's young is telling you, oh, you look wow. Or older, telling you, you look. So you start looking at your partner in some type of way. You're thinking, this one is giving me old. I need to feel some young type of way. Eventually, you play that game, you enjoy, and then you find yourself in situation. That person whom you are playing with may become very obsessive, too obsessive to a point whereby they can blackmail. Or the option, they can become dangerous to a point whereby they say it's me and me alone. The other option it is you could end up messing with someone and their partner puts you to sleep. These are the things we've seen, these are things happening, and these are realities. Let's say we move into the point of playing around with a type of whatever chemical you want to put on your body because someone really lowered your self-esteem and made you feel like you're nothing. These chemicals that you're using, if you look at the ingredients and you take time and go to per ingredient, you will notice the level of uh, exposure you have for cancerous type of disease. Ignore that. You put it on yourself. Others change their whole skin until they don't even know the original skin. Time grows, and remember that thing you applied on yourself, the reality starts kicking in, starts eating you up, and it is what it is. Let's say is unhealthy type of living. You decide to eat junk, you decide to eat ultra processed food. You know very well that these things are not okay. Some have been tested and proven that they are messed up. But no, you want to, maybe you're having a low moment, I want to eat, I want to do this. You're taking the same things that are dangerous. Eventually, what happens? Diseases start kicking in. And if you're watching the pattern around countries and nations right now, medical is leaving the door. Like you pay it for you to enjoy it. Yet you have paid insurance and everything, but all that's been scrapped off by governments if you take quite keen notice on where the world is going. And so now you're very ill. There's no one to take care of you, and that's your reality. Maybe you could have avoided it if you ate healthy and decided, why should I risk? Why? What if I could prepare the same thing in my own home and do it differently and even better, cost even cheaper? But no. Let's say the type of content that you watch rides in some type of way whereby it makes you feel, it messes up with you, whether it's physical, spiritual, digital, whatever it is that you subscribe to. You forget one thing, that whatever you watch, whatever you listen, in your subconscious, it keeps playing. You watch violence, you become violent. You watch about being a player, you're going to be a player. Whatever it is you watch, whatever it is you consume, will play in your subconscious, whether you like it or not. That becomes a new reality. And the sad story is if it pushes you to dark places or in places where you end up destroying your physical, spiritual, and digital presence. At the end of the day, every choice we make has an action to reaction. There's no many ways to say it but simple. Be very careful with the path you choose to take. Don't ignore the warning signs. Don't ignore the red flags and think they'll turn green. Ask yourself this question: whatever I'm doing today, is it something I can live with myself for the rest of my life or not? Simple. Choose wisely.